All right, here we are. Frankie two times was cracking on me. Chris Abbott was cracking. Ty Richmond. Sergio Yo. Got 20 U's on here, huh? I'll go ahead and look and see who's all on here right now. Okay. Says 27 people. Tinfoil hat crew right here. Miracle Survivor, what's going on? Drastic, Oklahoma, what's good? Just to let you guys know that whoever, Drastic, Sam Tripoli. Who's Sam Tripoli? What's going on? Just to let you guys know that whoever's on here in the first 5 minutes of this live, what's up, Lisa Patriot? Cynthia, what's going on? Philly Price, Jose, JTL Media Corp. Just to let you guys know, whoever's on here in the first 5 minutes of this show, reason I'm a few minutes late is I went to go buy a Mega Millions ticket. The jackpot is at $750 million right now. So for all of you that are on here right now, in the first 5 minutes, I'm going to pay your rent, your mortgage, or something like that for a whole year. That's what I'm going to do. If I win, of course. If I win, remember, if I win. No way I'd be able to do it without it. So I hope that makes you guys very happy. Now I'll have all the positive thoughts on making these numbers win. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. The funny thing about it, right, is I had 4 picks. Normally it's $12 when you get the Megaplier. And one of those columns of my numbers, I just noticed once I got home, it didn't pick it up in the scan because I just use a regular ticket, the same ticket. I just hand it to them, so I got to fill out the numbers every time I go in there. It's quick, it's fast. Boom, I'm in, I'm out. What's cracking, B Bluebell, Cheryl, John Bonilla, John Bonilla, Billy McCune, Billy McQuan, Kuhn. I'm all fucked up tonight. Anyways, so one of the columns of the numbers didn't get picked up on this ticket. Hopefully those ain't the winning numbers. Sometimes that's the way my luck is, you know what I mean? Sometimes my luck could be so bad. Steph, what's up? Sometimes my luck could be so bad that if it was raining pussy, I'd get hit with a dick. That's my old saying about how my luck would go sometimes. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, got the ticket. Hopefully it's the golden ticket. So yes, what it is. So what is happening tonight? How is everybody doing? We're getting closer and closer to the inauguration, and I keep hearing all kinds of stuff. Most of it I don't really believe. But hey, we'll see what happens, man. The one thing that I know, same as Donahue, 13, 14, 23, 44, 81, and 88. Those are your numbers? Well, they don't have a number 88 in the mega number. But yes. So I had to go back to work yesterday. Apparently there was a misunderstanding I was supposed to go back on Wednesday, but I thought they had extended me because I was still displaying some symptoms. Even though I tested negative for COVID twice, they said if I'm still feeling sick, they don't ever want us to go in there. So, didn't go. And then come to find out yesterday that I was supposed to be there on Wednesday, so I went in yesterday. Did pretty good. I mean, didn't have any problems or anything like that, so I did okay. Did all right. But I am pretty much on vacation right now for the next week or so. The next week, actually, not or so. I mean, counting these 2 days off, I'm off. So be able to no excuses. I'll be able to pump out a lot of content this week, and I got some good ones on the horizon. Like I said, I always do. Whenever I tell you I'm going to put out one, I put one out. So I put one out, put 2 out this week. Of course, I've been focusing a lot on the new channel, and today I didn't drop nothing for either channel. So, but you guys should already know I never drop content on Fridays. I always do the live. So you're going to pump out some content. Yes. Who is Airhead Diane? Who knows? But yeah. So what's up? What's up with all you guys? Any news? Any news? What's the latest buzz? What's the latest chitter chatter around the? What's the latest chitter chatter around the prison YouTube genre? Any late dramas? Anything that I might have missed? Because like I said, I haven't really have a lot of time to really focus on anything that's going on in the YouTube genre. Shy till I die 773. Well, if I don't win, I hope you win. Did the Ravens lock down the playoffs? Once again, I haven't been paying attention to that either. I don't have cable TV. I don't have direct TV no more. So the only thing, anytime I'm ever watching anything, it's in regards to like movies on freaking Hulu or Amazon Prime. But anyways. Anywho. The Sharks are your favorite West Coast team. Always rooting for you guys. Talking about the San Jose Sharks in hockey. What am I missing here? Is there some dispute going on in the comments right now? Billy Jump, I'm feeling pretty damn good. How you feeling? All right, everybody. Let's try to get along here in this live right now. Now that the way I got this thing set up, I could see every comment now as I speak. And last time, if you guys remember, I had to talk to you guys this way to look at the camera or whatnot. But now I got everything all set up just right. Tyler Schuler, yes, I have. I've read Behold a Pale Horse. Some of the most tatted homies are the weakest. Sergio, we got an expression for that in the CDC. They call it a painted lame. Dude will get all these tattoos put all over them and everything, all over their body, all over their chest, all over their head, face, and everything like that, and they couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. Or they got a heart the size of a mouse. Paint job, that's right. They got about a heart that's about this big around. Steve Frazier, my thoughts on the vaccine. Have they made it mandatory yet? If they made the vaccine mandatory? Because if they make the vaccine mandatory, there's nothing any of us can do about it. You know? Because you have a lot of people that are just, they believe the government is like pure and good, and they believe that the government cares about its people, but it's been proven time and time again that the government does not care about any of us, period. So it gets to the point to where who can we trust? I mean, how do we know this vaccine's even good? How do we know there's no long-term side effects? That's why they do clinical trials in vaccines. They got to study these things for years and years and years to make sure that they know what the long-term effects are, but not this time. It's getting to the point, people, where you're going to start learning real fast just exactly what it is that went on for these last 4 years. What was what the plan was, what the end game was, all of this stuff that has been going on. And when people have constantly told me, you know, how come I don't get on here and bash Trump like the other 10 million people that do plenty, living their lives day in, day out, thinking nothing but Trump, 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 every minute of every day. That's all they think about. You have to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture has always been that I would strongly recommend, I'm going to write this down and I'm going to pin it. I want you guys to read this book and you'll understand it. I fucking always misspell words, man. It's like I just cannot type to save my life. Misspell. All right. Here you go. This book right here is a must read for all of you. Let me make sure that that's the right name of it. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull this down. Remove. This is the name of the book. Okay, here it is. Okay, this book right here. This is a must read. I just pinned it. The True Believer by Eric Hoffer. It's called The Thoughts on the Nature of Mass Movements. It's a must read, guys. You'll learn real fast just exactly what is going on with some of the stuff that you're reading. I mean, some of the stuff that you're seeing, if you read some of these books that so in a nutshell, let me explain it to you guys what this book is really about. You know what I mean? basically what Eric Hoffer says is that you need to take all of the energy, all the passions, all of the emotions and feelings and anger and frustration of the people, and you need to focus it on a target, a manufactured villain, in my words. But you need to focus all of that on this thing, and then the people will be ready to submit to anything just to get that out of their lives. So all of these years now, these last 4 years or so, that's what it's been about. They've given you a manufactured villain for you to just constantly obsess over, like everyone in the media did. Then they get rid of them. You're ready to accept anything. So outside of voter fraud or anything else, you can, anybody can say what they want. Like I said, I have to see the evidence. I'm an evidence guy. I'm a proof is in the pudding guy. I've seen a lot of things. I've done a lot of research on it. It does look kind of strange, but here's the deal. Corn Pop is in there, so if he's in there, and most of these people are like, you should see some of the videos that are out there, guys. There's one called The Key Guys or something like that, and it's just a big giant Zoom meeting with Fauci about this vaccine, and all of them are just like, they're heralding it in like it's a big, giant, great breakthrough where they just basically came up with a vaccine in like a matter of seconds, right? They come up with a vaccine in a matter of seconds, and bam, it's already in human trials. It's actually not. It's being pushed out. It's being dispensed to people. People are getting this vaccine. No real trials on the long-term effects. No real anything like that. And Anthony Fauci swears up and down that it's perfectly safe. And that's that. So what do they do now? They'll start vaccinating people. If there still continues to be outbreaks, they'll force vaccinate everybody. They'll make it mandated by law. And a large portion of this country, about 80% of them or more, will, Fauci, fuck me, whatever his name is. If 80% or more of this country says, yes, bring on the vaccinations, whoever don't want them, gas them, throw them in a concentration camp. Well, we already got plenty of FEMA camps that were built. If you watch Jesse the Body Ventura, he was always asking the question, why all these FEMA camps? You guys got to understand all this shit. You call it tinfoil hat. You call it conspiracy. You can call it whatever you want. Right? But the government doesn't just build thousands of FEMA camps for no reason. You know what I'm saying? They don't just do that. They don't have bunkers miles and miles long under the ground. Everything that they do is for a reason. You guys, somebody in here mentioned the Tuskegee. What was that? Where is it? Let me see. I seen it a little while ago. Let me find it right now. Anyway, somebody in here talked about the Tuskegee experiment. And if you don't know anything about it, that's when they were experimenting on these African-American dudes, like, what was it? Syphilis vaccines, or they were giving them syphilis and they were testing this vaccine out on them. Do I have that correct? Isn't that what happened? Let's see. Yeah, it was syphilis. Right. Do you guys know that when people were talking about that, John McHugh, okay, he said it right, Tuskegee. Do you guys know that when people were like looking into that whole thing, everybody was laughing it off like a tinfoil hat conspiracy? They were swearing up and down they weren't doing it. Same thing when they were testing like nuclear weapons. People were turning up with cancer. They were telling them, it's a conspiracy theory. Get your tinfoil hat, basically. Now, the tinfoil hat expression didn't come out back then, but they just laughed it off and said these conspiracy theorists and all that shit like that. Yeah, same thing. You know? So here we are, right? They're going to tell you that it's all conspiracy theory to talk about all these FEMA camps that nobody can explain why they exist. They could talk about this vaccine. It's a conspiracy theory to think that this vaccine is unsafe. How would our government ever do something to us that is unsafe? You may ask yourself that question. Well, they've spied on us and laughed and told us that was a conspiracy theory. You guys remember that? Before that dude came out, Snowden. Before Snowden came out, people were on there saying they're spying on us. They're spying on us. They got this place where they're storing all this data, and everybody like said, you guys are a bunch of conspiracy theorists. You guys are crazy. You're nuts. Our government would never do that. It comes to find out that they've been doing it all along. Why do you think the government wants to kill Snowden? You know? So you see that there is a lot of conspiracy theories. It's true. There are a lot of conspiracy theories. But there's a lot of stuff that's real deal. You know? There's a lot of shit that's real deal. So let me get into these comments here. Biden said today FEMA camps will be set up in D.C. for the people to get mandatory shots. Lisa Patriot wrote that right there. I can believe it. But the thing of it is, it's like I've told a lot of yous, and I get people that constantly like come after me. Daily Bible, Eric Hoffer was a philosopher, a sociologist. He wrote a book called The True Believer. And what he did is he basically broke down how all these mass movements start. He says when you give the people just a little taste of something and then you take it away, they'll go crazy to get it back. If you take everybody's emotions and thoughts and feelings and you focus them on an enemy, right? They'll be willing to surrender anything in order to vanquish that enemy, to get rid of that force. Umar Abdullah, 1090 Jake don't like me for some reason. I tried somebody to talk to him, tell him, let's do a collab one day, and he just flat out said he don't like JD, like fuck JD, in other words. Whatever. I don't really know why that is. He says that I disrespected him. I don't remember ever saying anything that disrespected him, but then again, whatever. I pretty much think it's just because I made a comment in one of my videos that said one of Christina Randall's video was garbage, and that's his buddy. That's where we're at today, people. Lord forbid if you say that somebody's video is garbage. I get people telling me that some of my videos are garbage. That's your freedom of speech. As a matter of fact, let me take it one step further. Did you guys know that there is another Prison Break Raw channel out there that looks just like mine? It looks just like mine in every way. The picture, the face, everything looks exactly like my channel. The only difference is this channel only has about 11 subscribers, right? And this channel's got some of my videos on it. And then there's another one. There's another channel that I'm not going to repeat the name, but it's two racially derogatory names combined into one, talking about killing people. That talks a lot of stuff about me too. I don't care. I don't go after these people. I don't report them. I don't tell YouTube to take these channels down and all that stuff. Freedom of speech. Like I said, I've never turned anybody in for negative content towards me. I've actually even talked to a couple of people that have done some negative stuff to me, but that's it. I've never told them to take them down. I've never begged them to take the stuff down. None of that stuff. You want to make a video about me? Go ahead. It's all good. But for somebody like 1090 Jake to get all up in his feelings over I don't know what, just because I didn't like Christina Randall's video on Ahmaud Arbery. And to this very day, I stand by that. I thought it was boring. I thought she was, completely consumed with the status quo and all that stuff. And that's just that. It's the end of the story on that one. But yeah, he will not do a collab with me for I don't know what reason. But yeah, there we are. Can't please everybody, guys. Can't please everybody, as I've learned. Let's see. Who do we have in here now? Out of there. So anyhow, but the one thing that I'm not going to do is I'm not going to entertain this Is that who you're talking about? JD Licks West? I already got rid of him. I don't see Cheryl in here. What happened to Cheryl? Airhead Diane. Well, one thing that I do know is I guess Cheryl didn't appreciate. Okay, good. Cheryl didn't appreciate being used as the brunt of a joke. I'm the kind of guy that I appreciate good humor. You know that I'm all about humor and stuff like that. But if we involve somebody, I got rid of JD Licks West already. Airhead Diane, he's out of here. He's creating a new profile right now as we speak to get back on. But yeah. But yeah, in the future, Airhead Diane, I know you were joking. I've read some of the comments you put in here about joking around with Cheryl and stuff like that. But if somebody doesn't want to be a part of the joke, there's plenty of other people in here, Airhead Diane, that would be more than happy to get into that kind of humor and stuff. But Cheryl's not with it, so the main thing is that we respect each other's wishes and stuff, and that's that. Oh, it was addressed? Oh, I'm sorry. I must have been on one of my little soapbox moments, and I didn't see that part. Yeah, I'm glad you guys worked that out. But you see, that's how these people that come in here with these weird names and do what they do, like the JD Licks West kind of people. So sometimes people, they don't know the difference of who's who and who's doing what. But yeah, I'm all about freedom of speech. But at the same time, if somebody is feeling, threatened or if it's making them feel some kind of way that's negative, then yeah, you know what I mean? That's when I say that, hey, probably pick somebody else. But you wanna joke around with me, you could joke with me all day. I'm cool with it. I mean, shit, I've been so numbed by the constant onslaught of attacks that I receive all the time that it's just like you know, I just let it go. Yep. Virtuous LA Spartan, I appreciate that right there. But I do have my moments. I'm not gonna lie. Today I had kind of and I'll confess to you guys. Today I had kind of a thing. I was burnt out. It was a day that I felt extremely drained. And I didn't do shit but sit on my couch all day long. But I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. You know, I guess sometimes things have to be done to remind me that I'm human. And today was a good one for that. So none of you guys gave me the tea, man. What's going on with the prison YouTube genre? Is there any drama? Anybody at each other's throats? Anybody trying to expose anybody? Anything like that? Sean Ball, do you have something you wish to add? I keep seeing bum ass stream, bruh. No numbers, bum. This is a bad moment for a bum not giving numbers. Basement dwelling Sean. What? So what do you want me to? You want me to give you my numbers? Well, it's a little late because they already did the drawing. Savage and Bozo are going in. I already heard that one. I haven't even seen Savage. I haven't. Of course, I'm not really looking for him, but I haven't seen anything like. Usually, even whether I like it or not, his videos will pop up in my feed. It's like YouTube is like throwing him in my face. They're like, here, you dirtbag, freaking Trump supporting right winger. Here, look at this guy. And I'm none of those things, but I guess that's how YouTube sees me. I used to get Christina Randall's videos like suggested to me all the time. I'm like, I'm not even subscribed to this woman. I've never searched her name out. That's how I found that Ahmaud Arbery video. Like hers was the first one. It was like thrown in my face. And it makes me wonder, do they ever suggest my videos to anybody? Does anybody ever see my videos suggested on somebody else's channel? Because I've always been told that they don't. Mine never gets suggested. You know, I could have came on here and I could have been like a complete phony from the gate, guys. I could have been on here and I could have done all kinds of stuff to grow this channel. But I always looked at it as like, how am I going to sleep well at night knowing that I'm a big fat phony? That's what it is. Yeah, but does anybody, what's up, Reaction Rookie? I figured you would know, Reaction Rookie. You're here for the mega bucks? Ricky T? Well, if you were here in the first 5 minutes, then you would get it. Like I said, everybody that was here in the first 5 minutes, paying your rent for a whole year. If I win that thing. Robert Valdez, I haven't talked to Splinter in eons, it seems. John Infant. Man, I can't. Dude, I am so fucked up today, man. Haven't drank nothing, haven't smoked nothing, haven't done anything, snorted anything, turkey basted nothing. None of that stuff, man. Like I said, I worked last night until late in the night like I always do. I came home and I was just out of it. But anyhow, that tinfoil hat, John is gone. John is gone. That tinfoil hat's gone. When I pulled everything out of the old office, it got smashed. But it's one thing about a tinfoil hat. I got a whole roll of 10 in the refrigerator in the kitchen. I could just make another one. I'm high on Steph right now. Yeah, Steph. But yes, indeed, guys. But Reaction Rookie, I know you keep up with all the latest chitter chatter and stuff like that. What's happening with some of these other channels and stuff? I haven't even talked to Josh, man. I talked to Josh like a week ago, but I haven't talked to him since. I haven't talked to K-Frog either. I don't know if he's mad at me now for whatever reason. Talked to Badger about, what, 2 weeks ago, I think? And haven't talked to Nate in a long time. Who else have I talked to? Oh, I gotta reach out to Clown Loke. I also got to reach out to Reaction Rookie, but I was sick all last week, and I didn't want to be snotting and snorting and coughing in his face all the time. J-Rock is locked up. You're welcome, John. I appreciate it. I appreciate you sticking around with us. I know we've lost quite a few people already. But I think now's a good time to tell you guys to and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull it up right now. I'm gonna give you guys a new channel. I'm gonna submit the link to the new channel. JG, thank you for the $6.99. Cabanetta on the way. What's J-Rock locked up for? I have no idea. I haven't heard about that dude J-Rock in a long time. So here you go. You guys, if you guys have not subscribed to the Prison Break Raw's media channel, here it is right here. Go ahead, give that channel a subscribe. Check out the videos. It's all pretty much politics, world events, history. I got a lot of stuff to talk about on there. I don't think I'll ever run out of content for that. The one thing that I can say about this prison YouTube genre, and this is the big one right here, guys. This is the big one. I just want to assure you guys that I'll continue to do content on this Prison Break Raw channel until, of course, till the bitter end, to the end or whatever. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, if you guys can help me with this one right here. How many of you feel like that the prison YouTube genre has just become oversaturated with just too much stuff, and it's gotten to the point to where there's a lot of clownery going on. There's a lot of just straight weirdness about it. There's all these weird troll channels around it and all that stuff. Is it just me, or is this genre like does it attract like some very peculiar, odd people? Every day it seems that that something new happens. See you later, Cheryl. Have a great night, Cheryl. Yeah, Nesbit, you're right. It just like the genre seems like it's real like watered down. It seems like that it's just turned into something that I don't know, man. It's really hard to explain. Much love, Cheryl. You have a great night. Thank you for joining us tonight. What's my cat chewing on? What are you chewing on over there? Come here. Come here. Give me that. Cat was chewing on one of my cords. Well, that's nice of you, Airhead Diane. I'm glad that you guys were able to hash that out. Anyways, it just seems like this genre is like kind of just going down the drain. I want to turn this channel, this Prison Break Raw, I want to turn it into more of a like I don't know if we need another true crime like prison stories thing. I mean, I haven't really totally decided. Once I've completely exhausted all my prison content, where do I go from here? You know what I mean? What do I do with this channel afterwards? And what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to put out a poll on my community board. I'm gonna ask all the PBR car, everybody that's on this channel, you know, what kind of stuff can we do with this channel to keep it from going like stale, to keep it from, you know, getting old. And you know, it's all about evolving it. But like I said, my Media Raw channel that's me doing like what I love, talking about, you know, like journalistic stuff, a different perspective on current events, political figures. You know, I've moved away from not really, you know, not that I'm being a jerk anymore on there, but I'm kind of like making it more serious now to where things that make you think. But I'm getting ready to do a whole lot of different topics. I'm actually right now as we speak, I'm looking to interview somebody from Antifa, and I'm looking to interview somebody from the Proud Boys. Maybe not at the same time unless they want to. Marlena, thank you for the $5. Good channel, Norwalk, Califas. That's right. Walks up, Marlena. Walks up. But yeah, I'm looking to interview both people on both sides, a Proud Boy and interview an Antifa. I've admitted to you before, I actually know a couple of people from Antifa. I don't know anybody from the Proud Boys personally, but if any of you guys know somebody from the Proud Boys that would like to get an interview, feel free to give them my email. All right, have a good night, Cynthia. Feel free to give them my Instagram account information to where they can get at me. I'm the kind of guy that I'll listen to both of them, you know? Airhead Diane, I'll never change who I am, you know? I'm going to stay the same no matter what, even on the media channel. But I want to get an idea just exactly what all this is. I mean, I've done a little research on the Proud Boys. JG, thank you for the $6.99. Just took a 20 milligram edible. Yeah, this genre attracts a lot of trolls and keep the funny stories coming, pushing safe down the road. Yeah. Well, we're gonna keep telling the stories. I'm gonna keep on pushing the content. I'm gonna keep, you know, I got a lot more stuff to talk about. I've actually got a few days now to where I'm really gonna sit down and I'm gonna start coming up with, you know, different things that I've experienced over the years in these prisons, stuff like that. I have a whole lot of stuff that in my notes, but I'm really building that Media Raw channel. And if you guys just joined us and you came on, here's my Media Raw channel again. Sean Ball, anti-fascist. That sounds good. Antifa strikes me as inherently not bad, though right. Well, Sean Ball, I know a lot about the original Antifa, the ones that used to go against Mussolini and Franco in Spain. JG, thank you for subscribing. But I don't really know much about this new Antifa outside of that, of what they've told me, the people that I know. But I don't really know, I don't know if they've recognized that what's really going on. And I've talked about this before, that the right is, if you guys really think about it, white supremacy, and I know this is probably, some of you are going to disagree with me, white supremacy is kind of like a dead, dying thing. It's kind of a dead, dying thing, and a lot of people don't, how can you say that? It's everywhere. Well, you may think you see signs of it everywhere, but what I'm seeing right now, the new thing, the big thing that's coming out right now, is the Western chauvinism and American nationalism. Don't really know if that's much of the same thing as white supremacy, because I see a lot of faces that, most of these people, I mean, shit, they couldn't join the Ku Klux Klan, they can't join the Aryan Nation. So I think that at some point in time, if like an Antifa thing would want to directly attack what is really going on, I would say that that white supremacy is like a very small portion of them. I've known people over the years that I've done time with that were skinheads. I've known people in my life that were white supremacists, that were part of, various different Aryan things where they've had Hitler and Swazis and all that stuff. And then I see them nowadays and they're not on that time. They're completely separate from that, as if white supremacy was something that was starting to turn into a pretty big fad in the 80s and the 90s. And it kind of just died out. It kind of just turned into something different, where a lot of these, what's up? Cisco is cracking. And it's kind of morphed into Christian nationalism for some of them, Western chauvinism, nationalism, strong right conservatism. And this is, it's kind of it's turned into this, because once upon a time, most of these militias were all white men. But now, you see some of these documentaries about some of these militias, and they got all kinds of different races in them. And I don't really know how that could be white supremacy. If you got a dude that's basically running the show for a group called the Proud Boys, and he's not even white. I mean, he's Afro-Cuban. So I tried to figure this out. How is that possible? Because, I mean, Dave Chappelle, he can do a skit on being a blind black man that's in the Ku Klux Klan, and people think it's funny. But in reality, that could never happen. It could never happen. He would never be allowed to be admitted in the Ku Klux Klan. I remember reading an article in one of the Southern Poverty Law Center's books describing these different groups, and if you look at all the things that make up all the requirements for being in the Ku Klux Klan, even some of you guys out there that are stone cold white, you couldn't even join. If you're Catholic, if you're Irish, if you're Italian, anything like that, you can't join the Ku Klux Klan. You have to be white Anglo-Saxon Protestant to join that organization. So that's really where white supremacy came from, was from that. I mean, even the Nazi Germans, The Nazi Germans didn't identify themselves as white supremacists. They identified themselves as German Aryan supremacists. They felt that the Aryan German people was the supreme race on the entire planet. I mean, they were killing people in those concentration camps that were from the Ukraine, that were Slavic, that were probably whiter than they were on a level of being pure, as being a pure people. Those people in Ukraine were purer than the Germans. You know, so it's kind of like this whole white thing, white supremacy thing is it's an American concept. It derives from the whites, which was a class of people that was just below the aristocracy and just above all the rest of the people, the landowners and stuff like that. And it's just been like that, you know. Virtuous LA Spartan, your great grandfather was a Nazi captain. Well, if he was still alive, you can ask him if the Germans identified as white. They'll tell you no. They identified as German. Aryans. It's a big difference. You know, it's a huge difference. But yeah, it's my hopes that, you know, I can help people identify these things a lot better. That way they know more of what they're talking about and they don't sound just so stupid, you know. Hitler was a megalomaniac, self-loathing, with syphilis eating his brain. He sure is superior, not. Yeah. You know, the funny thing about Adolf Hitler is he looked at the United States as a race of mongrels. That's what he called. And it's the funny thing is the only people that he admired in this country were Native Americans. Things you just don't know until you actually do the real research, you know, not listening to somebody put their personal spin or somebody twisting everything around to suit their narrative. Something I know quite a bit about because a lot of people do that to me all the time. Twist everything I say around and everything and do, you know, this is crazy. But yeah. John Kendrick would rather be called racist than late for dinner. I've been called a racist so many times, I lost count. I think everybody is like too race conscious. I think it comes from a place of like insecurity. When people get mad about somebody saying some racial stuff or something like that, I just, you know, I try to look out for the PBR card, try to look out for my channel. So when people start getting racist or something like that, I'll try to correct them. But I don't ever shut nobody down because I look at it like sticks and stones may break my bones. Words will never hurt me. But, you know, oh, man, I almost forgot. Whatever happened to Split Switch? He's not on here. But, yeah, he wants to debate me. I guess he thinks that I'm like I don't know what he thinks. But, yeah. Got to mind our car first. Yep. Chris Castile is from Texas. Shout out to the big state of Texas, of which might become the Republic of Texas real soon. I don't know if you guys have been hearing, but it looks like Texas seceding the Union is probably more of a reality today than it has ever been. I'm sure you've been hearing about that, huh, Chris? What do you think about that, my friend? What do you think about Texas becoming its own country? James Hatton, what's up, man? Big what up to you as well. So if Texas becomes its own country, at the same time there's a mass exodus of progressives and liberals coming out of California and moving to Texas. I don't know what Joe Rogan is. I don't know if he's a progressive. I don't know if he's a Democrat. I don't know what he is. But he moved to Austin. Bunch of other people are going down there. It's why you're starting to see a shifting in the voting block. If it does become its own country, it'll get so overran with people from New York and California, a whole bunch of people that saw their political system in California and New York fail, but they'll bring all the same ideas with them, or maybe they'll change. Maybe that was enough for them to change their views. It's like I told you guys, man. I used to be hardcore on the left myself. Never registered to become a Democrat or nothing like that. Like I said, I registered as an independent, and I voted for Ross Perot. That's kind of strange for me to vote for Ross Perot and then be on the left. But I just thought that Bill Clinton was not where it was at, and I wasn't about to vote for George H.W. either. But yeah, sometime after that election, after Perot kind of let me down. Yeah, I'm old, man. Perot kind of let me down in that last debate. He just didn't do anything. So I started to get into a lot of the, like communism type of stuff, man, mostly for the symbology. But then I had a celly that told me like he couldn't understand it. And then I had another dude who actually had lived in Cuba and lived in Colombia. And he was telling me all the horror stories about it. And then I ended up reading in detail the Communist Manifesto, and I was forever turned off from communism after that. But yeah, it's really alluring. It's really hypnotizing, all the symbology and stuff. The hammer and sickle and all the red and stuff like that. It's the reason why the Soviets chose that color. And then Mao Zedong, he chose it for China. Then, of course, Hitler chose a different kind of red for Nazi Germany. But yeah, the symbology and everything is what reels a lot of these young people in. It's like a symbol of strength. It's like a symbol of strength and unity and something that's by the people, for the people, but it never turns out to be that. Von Bones, I'm going to read it. I'm going to check that out. Let me go ahead and take a picture of that. There we go. Yeah, Texas was its own country for a while. You're right. Texas was definitely its own country for a while, but it didn't last long. Philly Price, thank you for the $5. Watch Ross Perot's graph campaign videos from the 90s. He called out a lot that came true. Yeah. You know what, James Hatton? This like I said, I'm forever amazing people. But I like Bernie Sanders. I don't agree with everything Bernie Sanders has to say, but Bernie Sanders is not really a globalist if you think about it, or you listen to what he was actually saying. It's a lot different because Bernie's from a state where surprisingly, they have pretty lax gun laws. Low roller scratcher, you guys investing in Bitcoin? I've got a little bit of it. John Kendrick, if you listen to Rage Against the Machine lyrics, it basically says what happened in the Capitol, but when you search their social media, it's a whole different story. That's how the left is crazy. Yeah. Oh, this stuff's crazy. Yeah, Pat J, I told everybody that I like Bernie. I mean, I was in the feds when Bernie was, he was burning up Hillary, man. He was on her. He was stuck to her fucking bumper. And I think that if you want to talk about stop the steal, you guys want to talk about stop the steal? Bernie Sanders got ripped off twice. 2016 and this last primary, he got robbed. He got ripped off. But the thing about it is I think Bernie lost a lot of his supporters when he bent a knee for Hillary Clinton. A lot of his supporters saw that as an insult. A lot of them did. You know, I was in prison and couldn't support him. What's up, Noodles? Thank you for that $5 checking in. Hoping everybody's having a great day. Just super cropped my plants. Yeah, a lot of people looked at Bernie endorsing Hillary as an insult, especially after that bitch straight robbed him. And yeah, I mean, I was in prison, so it didn't matter like who I supported or not because my voice didn't mean shit when you're in there. Yeah, so but when he bent a knee to Hillary and then he bent a knee to Biden, to me it was an insult. If he was going to run again in 2024, I wouldn't vote for him at all at that point. He's too wishy-washy, man. He should just needs to stick it out all the way to the end and say, you know what, I'm not going to support any candidate. I'm going to support the people. If he would have did that, he would have won my respect. But he didn't do that at all. He just said, oh, we got to go with Biden because Biden's better than Trump. How is that even possible? The man doesn't even know what fucking state he's in half of the time. Airhead Diane, at least the real white power are proud of it and don't have to try to be sneaky about it. For example, try to turn a simple joke into a serious felony. Shaking my head. Have a good night. JD, much love, my dude. All right, you have a great night, Diane. Yeah, the Mega Millions jackpot, what, it increased again? I guess that means I didn't win. Yeah, John Kendrick, I'm not with that, the government being my daddy type of thing. You know, I think that it's just a lot of craziness. Dominic Pizzo, what's cracking with you, man? Thanks for joining us. Although you came right at the end because I'm getting ready to close this live out. Been on here for an hour. I got some studies and stuff to do. I'm going to be studying some binary options, looking at this Forex trading platform that I got called MetaTrader. I'm going to be checking that out. See, you know, it's kind of complicated. Now they come out with MetaTrader 5, and it's even worse. So I was just getting used to the MetaTrader 4, and then they come out with this one. Thank you, Nev. I appreciate that. I'm glad you love the new channel. I'm going to be doing a lot with that channel. You're studying binary code yourself? Yeah, John, we're talking about like binary options. It's basically you're just gambling on, you know, 1 hour, 5 minute accounts on Nadex. Yeah, MetaTrader it's called. MetaTrader 5. Try to get MetaTrader 4 though, it's easier to understand. Yeah, check out Media Raw, everybody. Get on the new media channel. I'm still going to be uploading to this channel, but for a couple of months, I'm going to be bombarding the hell out of Media Raw. You're going to be seeing a lot more content on there. You're still going to see content on here. We're still going to do the lives on here. The PBR car is still alive and will never die. All that stuff like that. But I'm going to be working the other channel. I'm also on BitChute. You guys can also find me on BitChute, as a matter of fact. Let's see if I can leave you guys the link for my BitChute. See if I could get you guys my channel. All right, I think this will do it. All right. All right, guys. Here is my BitChute for Media Raw. Go get that one and subscribe as well. Von Bones, thank you for the $4.99. JD Average Folks, one's either elite or lowered from exploitation who can change things will ever be divided. Well, the elites keep us all divided, my friend. They want us to be on the left and the right, and they want us to constantly fight each other. So I don't really, that's why I don't really get into all that, unless, of course, like I said, if either side brings the drama to my doorstep, it's going to be on and cracking. Gregory Browning, bro, you're a clown. Sometimes I'm a clown. Gregory, sometimes I'm a clown. Yes. Sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Yeah, that's about it. Scumdog and yourself say goodnight while I say goodnight right back to you. Buenas noches. I'll go ahead and say goodbye to the rest of you guys. You tried to sign up on BitChute, but it never works. Yeah, it's got a lot of kinks that needs to be worked out. That's definitely for sure. I don't know if Parler will stay shut down forever, but somebody needs to create their own Google. Let me just put it to you like that. Somebody needs to create their own Google, their own app store, their own Google, their own search engine, because the way they have it set up, and it's like an antitrust thing of what's going on with the censorship, is of which, by the way, people on the left, some people don't even think that it's cool. I mean, if they're really like liberals, they don't think it's cool. They don't think that Trump or anybody should be silenced like that. But look, it goes like this. It goes like this, right? If we're forced to use Google because all of our phones come with Google on it. Doesn't come with Microsoft Edge. It doesn't come with anything else. It comes with Google built right into it. You can't get past it. So if Google has monopolized and cornered the market on this, and then they're able to take people down and put people up and do stuff like that, then they violate what's called the antitrust. And they can't be considered like, what is that 230? They can't have that on there. So it's a lot of shit. But anyways, love you guys to death. Yeah, even Angela Merkel said it wasn't cool. I said that on my other channel. But yeah, I love you guys to death. We'll see you in another one. I'm gonna be around all this coming week, so I'm gonna be doing more lives. I'm sorry if I'm a little scatterbrained today. Like I said, I went back to work last night and my body was a little tired and shit because I've been laying down trying to kick this bad sinus infection and lung infection that I had. Everything's all good now, getting back up on track. And we're going to be doing this damn thing. PBR car, love you guys to death. You guys have a good night. Enjoy your Friday evening. I'm out.